everyone, I just wanted to jump on and explain about the wheats because I think maybe it could be a bit confusing on my videos, on the other videos for YouTube, but I'm that sort of a cook that I always modify my recipes with more healthful ingredients with what I know. So I thought I'd just jump on and explain to you that why I use the different wheats that I talked about in my recipe. I would like to use all Young Living's Einkorn flour, but it's not available in Australia and New Zealand yet, and I have to ship it over from America. So it's pretty expensive because it's heavy and the freight always costs quite a lot. So, but the Einkorn wheat that Gary grows in France and now in Utah has got the seed to seal, Young Living seed to seal guarantee, personal guarantee that there's no chemicals in the processing or growing of this wheat. This wheat is the original grain that was first cultivated ever. So, and that's got 14 chromosomes, and that's what's so fabulous about it. It's very easily digestible. To supplement that, I also use Cindy O'Meara from Changing Habits Emma wheat. You can't quite see it there, but it says organic and then it's got Emma wheat in yellow. But that's her Emma wheat. So the Emma wheat is basically a wheatgrass that has hybridised with a goat grass, and it was the first hybridisation of wheat, and that is a very ancient wheat as well, but not as old as the Einkorn. This one has 14 and 14 chromosomes, making it 28 chromosomed. Still a very good wheat. Then Emma crossed again with another wheatgrass and created spelt wheat. And spelt wheat, I think, is not too bad as a ancient wheat. It's become more popular. Hopefully not too modernised, but my understanding is that it's an ancient wheat still too. It does have 14 plus 28 is 42 chromosomes, but because it's been naturally hybridised, the selection processes happen naturally. It's still a good food for our body, and we still can digest it. The trouble is that a lot of people, even farmers, get confused with all the different types of wheat, and also the Italians call a lot of these wheats, they just call them all farro. They refer to Emma wheat as farro, and then they say then they've got what they call false farro, which is actually Einkorn. So that makes it confusing as well. So it is quite hard. I've done a lot of research on this to understand it all, and it's quite hard to understand. But basically, those are the wheats that I choose. The problem with the common wheat is that a gentleman by the name of Dr. Norman Borlaug, he basically went to Mexico and created a disease-resistant, high-yielding but low-costing wheat, and he basically took the common wheat and gene spliced it to with a dwarf wheat from Japan, Japanese dwarf wheat, to make what they call the semi-dwarf wheat, and that is, I believe, 95% of the flour that is being produced worldwide is from that wheat. Now, Cindy O'Meara has done a fabulous DVD on what's with wheat, and she points out that there's a lot of sprays now being put on wheat. The wheat that's been created, the semi-dwarf wheat, has been created so that it is Roundup ready, and there's 10 sprays that are put on those wheat plants when they're growing, including hormone sprays. So that as well as that the fact that wheat is in everything now, even cosmetics, even in cleaning things, in medicines and supplements. Wheat is just so much in everything as fillers, and so we're taking in a lot more wheat than we would have originally in older generations. And the fact that Cindy O'Meara believes, and so does Gary and other people who have looked into it, that could be the modernised wheat is what is causing all the gluten intolerance in the world today, because basically that gene splicing has made a wheat product that your body actually thinks is a foreign food and cannot digest, or has a lot of trouble digesting it. Gary also talked about in his book his ancient Einkorn book that he wrote. He also talks about how when his father grew wheat when he was a young boy, they would always cut the wheat and then stack it up against itself in what they call a process they call shocking. And that shocking they would leave for about 7 to 10 days out in the fields, and that started the process of enzyme activation, and which is a very important part, because the seed is such, those old wheats especially have got very hard outer husks that protect it from pests and to help keep it, still surviving all the thousands and thousands of years. So he believes that shocking is an important process to help start the process of the enzyme process, so that it helps digestibility for us, and that does not happen with modern wheat at all. They cut it and they have it cut and straight flour to flour immediately. It's a very, basically a fast food. So the benefits of Einkorn wheat in particular is that it has 30% more protein. It has twice the amount of vitamin A as common wheat. It's got 4 times the amount of beta carotene and lutein, 5 times riboflavin, and more vitamin B6. So that's a lot of B vitamins, which very helpful in our system. It's also got more phosphorus and more potassium, more iron and more manganese. So it is more nutrient dense. As well as that, it's got very low gluten levels. Gary quotes 1.2% of gluten in the Einkorn wheat. So you can see that our bodies would really like this wheat. It's also its starch releases more slowly, so that you don't get the blood sugar spikes. So this is, an ultimate wheat to be having. I mix it up because I can't get, if I could get it all the time, I would be using a lot more of it. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Even though we can't get this in Australia and New Zealand, we can get a couple of Einkorn products. We can get Einkorn granola, and we can get Einkorn flake cereal. So both of those are delicious additions to our diet, but obviously they're a cereal with the natural sugars in them. But one day hopefully we'll get this one here into Australia and New Zealand. I'm waiting. So hope that explains things a little bit for you guys and gives you a bit more information. Reach out to me if you want more information, and reach out to the person who's shared this video with you for the recipe. Thank you.